This series of supernatural events I'm going to recollect to you has been kept extremely confidential and non-disclosed for a good 15 years. I was involved with this particular case back when I was a rookie, only being a police officer for about a year and a half. All areas and people I will refer to in this will have their names changed to protect their identity as well as my job. For this post in the series, I'm going to read another submission from the Missing Persons Journal that at the time of when this occurred gave me more insight on what truly happened to him. But still, there lingers mystery in the crevices. John's journal entry a month prior before going missing. My mind spins at the possibility of what I can do now that I've finally found the ingredients needed. I write this in here as my heart races with excitement of the powers I will soon possess. Oh, the things I'll be able to do when I gain the strength of 10 men. However, this ritual is still unclear and could backfire terribly. But I will obey the rules given and not cross any boundaries or lines. My life depends upon it. Next entry was the night before he supposedly went missing. What have I done jumping into something so stupidly? Having people around and to be caught off guard as I was. The ritual was going perfectly until the camper came to complain about me chopping wood in the middle of the night for the fire. He slowed me down, so I wasn't able to place the piece of wood into the fire at the exact time for everything to work properly, and now I've unleashed a shadow beast into these woods. One made up of human misery and death, born from flames who could only die by the same. But as soon as it arose from the flames, it humanly darted into the woods, escaping the words I tried to mutter out to cease it from existing. But now, there's nothing I can do to stop it. Its hunger and thirst for blood and a host is unquenchable. I know soon that it will come for me, but I will only be the first of many. If I do not write again, then I bid this cruel world farewell. This was the second to last entry in the journal, but the last one I showed you in the previous post where he wrote about being followed. So furthermore, these are some of the last sentences he's ever written. That thing isn't trying to kill me, but I have no idea what it wants. It wanders close to me at night, out of sight waiting for me to let down my guard. But it could have killed me many times already, but it hasn't. And I truly don't know why. The only thing I can imagine is that this thing wants to get inside of me, possessing my body and gaining complete control of my actions. Soon after, it would commit the most heinous crimes that anyone could imagine. If this would happen, it would probably destroy the shrine I made to pay respect to the ones who've gone missing to the wandering spirit I unleashed into the same forest about 20 years ago. All of those people died because of me, and I fear that if I don't maintain the shrine, then they will come back to haunt me. I have dug myself into a hole too deep to get out of, and now I will pay the consequences. If someone finds this journal after I die, then you need to understand this. That thing won't rest no matter what. It can only die by fire. Torch the forest for all I care if that's the only way you can kill it. Also, if I end up missing, whatever you do, don't go looking for me, because it won't be me. After reading that last sentence for the first time, my blood ran cold, but my young instincts kept reminding me that most of the things this guy wrote in his journal didn't make any sense. Such as one of the pages had nothing but gibberish scribbled onto it, with pictures of a human goat thing with a long snake-like tongue. So I took everything he wrote with a grain of salt. In general, the book as a whole just gave me bad vibes every time I held or dealt with it. After I finished reading through it and trying to understand everything this man was talking about, I slipped the journal in with other evidence involved with this missing persons case. No one even noticed it because this forest was known to often have people go missing, which meant that cases like this one weren't a priority. However, All of the people gone missing made me think about when John wrote about releasing a wandering spirit into the woods, and he made that strange shrine that the teenagers stumbled upon to try and appease the spirits of the people who were killed by it. In my entire life, I never would have thought that something this dark could occur in my hometown where I spent a majority of my youth, playing in these same woods, because there was not too much else to do in a small town like this one. Being involved with this case made me never want to do anything in the outdoors again, because who knows what's lurking out there among the trees. All of this seemed so crazy to me at the time, and the time and effort put into this case was all meant to find a lunatic who believes in conjuring spirits and gaining powers through rituals and other strange things like that. Again, I was a young rookie at the time, and now I fully understand that there are things in this world which are best to be left alone and untouched. Because for all you know, you could be getting yourself into trouble with a much deeper force than you could possibly imagine. Like John did. The next post will be my last of this personal story of mine, because I fear that my coworkers and other people I haven't told you about yet will catch on to this and know it was me who disclosed the information to the public.